before I get started with the preamble and everything, and I do have one that I missed, and I apologize again. It was the fault of the software. I was typing in and nothing happened, and I didn't have a pen handy quick enough to write it down. So I'll just go through the call signs here. K1KC, KF4VQA, N4XRD, WC4FM, AB8RL, the next station I missed, and then K8RRT. So the fellow that I missed there, could you come back again, please?
Whiskey 4, Bravo Papa Tango, W4 BPT, Billy, Charleston, West Virginia, in and out, please.
November 8, Delta Juliet Whiskey. This is Don in South Charleston, West Virginia. I'll be in and out, 7-3.
KD4, WMAX Kilo, Dr. 4, Whiskey Mike X-Ray. Okay, I got W4 VPT Bill in West Virginia and N8 DJW Don in West Virginia. Checked in and out, so thanks to both of you for checking in. And then I picked up KD4 WMX. There was a 8 station there that had came in that I missed. I want to say it was a Kilo 8. I was trying to pick that one up again. I had number 7 on the list, and then if you can come back to me again with your call, and then we'll start the preamble and all that.
N4NT, that might have been me. My node jumped offline. This is Kilo Delta 8 Alpha, Tony, just north of Charleston, West Virginia.
Okay, Tony. Yeah, that was you. I remember now that your call came up. So yeah, that was definitely you. So thank you for coming back. All right, so we were doing some early check-ins there, and I got a little list going. So what I'm gonna do is we'll stop that for just a moment, and I'll go ahead and go through the preamble, and then we'll do some more check-ins. And we got one short time station, so we'll float him to the top here in just a moment. All right, let me reset. Good evening and welcome to the Tri-Cities Mountain Empire Weekly Digital Fusion Net. This is N4NT. My name is Adam. Net control station for this evening's net. This net meets each Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time in the Bristol Amateur Radio Club Fusion Room, number 61243. The Mountain Empire Amateur Radio Society, or MERS Room, 40843 will serve as a backup should the Bristol room be down at net time. Whenever possible, recordings of this net are uploaded to the Hamilton's own YouTube channel and or broadcasting live, and I'm running the backup recordings should we lose that link. This net emanates from the Tri-Cities area consisting of counties in northeast Tennessee and the Mountain Empire of southwest Virginia. All amateurs are welcome to check in. I started, one of my fill-ins started this, and then I picked it up last week, and we will continue on this week with our Pledge of Allegiance. So if you'd like to stand, if you have a flag in the room, if you want to face that and remove any non-religious headgear, and repeat after me. I would also place your hand over your heart, or veterans render a salute, and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. We'll now begin taking regular check-ins. Again, we do have a pre-list, and we'll come back to those folks. Whenever you check in, please give your name, call, and location. Let us know if you're going to be in and out. If you just simply check in, then we'll come back to you for comments. Any station would like to check in, please call now.
Net Control, check in. Kilo, Juliet 4, Hotel Bravo, John over here in Mountain City.
Okay, we picked up KJ4HB, John, in Mountain City, Tennessee. Welcome to the net, John. Any other stations like to check in, please call.
Kilo 1, Whiskey Victor Alpha, in and out.
Okay, Dave, K1WVA in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Thanks for joining us tonight. Any other stations? Okay, just a couple quick things, and then we'll go ahead and go to Tim real quick since he's short timer, if he's still there. Before I can give out the net topic, I do want to mention that one of our regulars, in fact, I don't know that he's ever missed the net, and I've even missed a couple myself. Dallas KD4 CCO is in the hospital. Had a surgery today. I got a message from him, and he asking me to. We're mentioning that how we were going to link up 443 and everything. So I just want to mention that. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Ken gave a report over on the other net that he seemed to be doing well. So we will certainly keep him in our thoughts and prayers. And in fact, we will dedicate tonight's net in honor of our good friend and regular check-in and big helper with this net, KD4 CCO Dallas. All right, so let's go to the topic real quick. I hold in my hand the envelope. As a child of 4 complainingly, it has been hermetically sealed and kept in a mayonnaise jar on Funkin' Wagnall's porch until noon today. But I will, in my mystical and semi-divine way, ascertain the topic, which I actually posted on social media earlier. Keeping with the non-amateur radio topics, the last few weeks we talked about broadcast radio and music and thing, and some folks even made some comment outside of the amateur radio hobby. So let's roll that direction and move to the big screen. And tonight's topic, should you choose to answer or would like to, is tell us about your favorite movies, and what we mean is movie types, and if you want to name any specific movies. We'll go ahead and recognize short time check-in, if K8RRT Tim, if you want to go ahead, and then we'll go through the regular rundown list.
All right, Adam, N4NT, and everybody on the net. I did miss the question. I had a conversation going on across the work QTH here at work and over the work. I do have to QRT here, but what went down just a few minutes ago made my night, and that I caught the end of the Pledge of Allegiance. And plant worker, and I'm out here, doing my thing, plundering, trying to get through the night, and I took my lunch break here so I could catch our local net, and now this one, and just heading back to work, and I caught that Pledge of Allegiance, and I want to thank you for that, and God bless everybody, and that made my night out here. So Adam, carry on with the net. We'll try to be back here again this time next week, and 7-3, and just say prayers for your friend in the hospital, and that he has quick recovery and gets out of there and gets back to normal things that he does. So anyway, always enjoy the net, and 7-3 to everybody. N4NT and the Empire Net here, 7-3 KRT.
Okay, Tim, thank you for that, and thank you for being a regular on the net here and checking in with us. I tried to get to you as quick as I could to make sure we did get to you, and didn't miss you there. So thank you for joining us, taking time out of your work night there. I know how it goes. I do that on some nets and things too that go on during the day. I try to sneak in on the radio occasionally, and yeah, I gotta thank Matt in N9YBK. I'm not sure if he's in there tonight or not, but I didn't get to listen or participate in the net the night he called it and did that, but he mentioned that he did and that there was a lot of positive feedback, so I think it's a good addition. All right, so we'll go ahead and start with, I'll run down the list here of passing the baton. I'll start out in a moment, and then I'll pass it to K1 and KC Chris. And again, I give, if you're new to the net, I give out calls and names. That way, if you do forget the call sign and you happen to remember the name, just pass it to the person by name. I don't see any repeats on the list at the moment for names, at least not side by side. So anyway, I will pass it to K1KC Chris. Chris, you'll pass it to KF4 VQA Jeff. Jeff, you'll pass it to Ralph N4XRD. Ralph, you'll pass it to Leonard WC4FM. He said he may or may not be in there. If he isn't, then I'll jump in and take it to the next one. But Leonard, if you make it in there, you'll pass it to Tom AB8RL. Tom, you'll pass it to Tony KD8A, and the next ones were in and out. So Tony, you'll pass it to Ken KD4WMX. Our tail gunner at the moment is John. So Ken, you'll pass it to John KJ4HB. All right, let me reset and I'll make my comments and pass it on here. Okay, tonight's topic, and again, the topic is strictly optional. Any other comments you'd like to make along with the topic are certainly welcome. In fact, I will start with my other comments real quick. I do have one thing. I will be out of town next week in Myrtle Beach. They're open, so we're going to go ahead and make the trip. I am going to take my FT3 with me and a laptop, but I don't know how dependable that the connection will be. I don't know what I'll be into Tuesday night as to whether I'll be back in time. So I am in need of a substitute net control for next week. If anyone would like to do that, we would certainly be glad to have you. You don't have to follow the exact script or format that I do. The only thing that we ask is you take check-ins and allow each one to comment. However you set it up, whether you do a topic or you pass it on or you do it roll call fashion, whatever you want to do, it's the controller's net. All right, with that being said, the topic of favorite movies, I've always been a fan of comedies. I like the silly, crazy ones, like the Leslie Nielsen movies, the spoofy ones, I guess, most of them. Some of them not so much, but where just the crazy, outrageous things happen, but also just the plain old, genuine, funny movies. Anything with Robert Duvall in it, and he's played in a lot of dramas as well, but he's still kind of a character. Probably, if I had to name one movie to be my all-time favorite, I would have to say it would be Smokey and the Bandit. So that's just my pace when it comes to that. I'm sure that some of the folks after me probably have a lot more sophisticated taste than that, and so I'm interested to hear about it. So I'll pass it on, and we'll now start with KC. Your turn, Chris. Well, I don't watch too many movies anymore, but
I've always liked the Time Machine, the 60s version of it, although the newer version was actually pretty good. The Gods Must Be Crazy, and, well, you know, that train just about left the station here. Oh, yeah, the Warriors. Warriors, about the gangs in New York. Whenever it comes on, I don't know why. Just have to sit and watch it, so. That's about it there. I'll turn it over to Weak Straw, KF4VQA.
Hey, good evening, Adam, again, and everybody on the net from Jeff down here in Monroe, Georgia, down the street from Chris there. Well, a couple of turns and curves there, but yeah, I like comedies, action, adventure. Depends what I'm in the mood for, but Oh Brother, Where Art Thou sticks out is one of my favorites. And then I like old Navy movies, Run Silent, Run Deep, The Enemy Down Below, and Full Metal Jacket. And any movie with Robert Duvall, like you said, Adam, I love Robert Duvall also. But and I can't forget Austin Powers, Dr. Evil. Oh gosh, I like that whole series. But anyway, I forgot who I'm supposed to send it to if I was supposed to. My apologies if I was supposed to. I can't remember. Anyways, back to net then. KF4VQA.
No problem. Up next is N4XRD.
N4NT in the net, N4XRD, Ralph here in Chilhowie, Virginia. You know, I grew up in the 50s, and back in the day, you could walk down the street in the town I lived in, actually the big city, and not too far away, you could hit the downtown and go to the big fancy theaters of that time. Now, my parents were not rich people by any means, but they would send us kids to the movies on Saturday, just I guess to have a little break around the house there. So I went to those big movie palaces, and I saw the Ten Commandments and Cleopatra and Ben-Hur and all the big epic movies of those days. But of course I really liked the westerns, being the little kid that I was. And as I grew older, I grew to really like the spaghetti westerns with Clint Eastwood. And of course he continued on in the western themes from then on. One of the big things I did as I got older is I actually went out to the Four Corners area, Monument Valley, and saw where a lot of those movies were shot, and that was quite a treat for me. But these days, I'll watch about anything. Also, as I got older, going to the drive-in movie was a big date, and so we went to see movies over and over, and sometimes we watched them, and sometimes we didn't. But I remember certain movies that seemed like they were always on, like Vanishing Point. But I will relate to one thing that happened to me when I was in the military. I was stationed in Camp Hovey, Korea. That was near the DMZ during the 70s. And the movie Patton came out, and that is an all-time great movie in my opinion. And it starts out with the first screen that comes up is the American flag, and Patton walks out and addresses everybody. And to a man, everybody in that theater stood up at attention while the flag was being shown, and I'll never forget that scene where we're brothers in the flag. And I'm not a great patriot, but I have my moments. And for XRD, I'm going to pass it on to Leonard there, WC4FM, if he's still with us. Go ahead, Leonard.
Hey, I made it. Let me turn this other volume down. Yeah, I've been busy here getting stuff in the house ready for tomorrow and stuff. But anyway, yeah, I was catching part of that. Yeah, patriotism. Yeah, that's something that that's a good story there. I like that. you know, we need a lot. We need some patriotism right now. We got to keep going. Need our freedom and keep our freedom. It ain't free. And we probably got the biggest thing going on that we've ever seen in our life now. But with all the good guys that we got in this country, we still got a lot of patriots. We're gonna manage to get through all this stuff we're watching daily unfold. But anyway, good evening to everybody on the net, and keep on. This is WC4FM.
Okay, up next was AB8RL. Okay, AB8RL in the net. Good evening to everyone here from West Virginia. Oh, I've seen an awful lot of movies in my time, like all kinds of types, but my favorite is World War II movies. I was fortunate to be born well after those movies, or that time frame, but some of those movies are something to really think about. But three that really come to mind that I could watch over and over and over is The Longest Day, which was about D-Day. The movie Pearl Harbor, which starred Ben Affleck and Jennifer Gardner. That was a very good movie in my opinion. And the one I can watch over and over is The Great Escape. And watching that as a young kid when it first came out, I just felt like I was in that prison camp with them. Let me let this break. The other non-World War II movie that I saw that was very, very good was a movie called Breach, B-R-E-A-C-H, in 2002. It was about the fellow by the name of Robert Hansen who conspired against the United States with the Russians and became a spy, and how he was caught. And I believe I even read and heard back when that movie was popular in its time that he was actually an amateur radio operator as well and had a call sign. I looked it up one time, and he did exist. And he was a ham operator, of all things. That's a movie called Breach. Very, very, very good movie to see if you haven't seen it. Okay, with that, I'll turn it over to Tony, KD8A from AB8RL.
Alrighty, thank you, Tom. Well, hopefully I'm making it in. My internet's connected. Node has disconnected from the internet about 3 times during the net so far, so I'll try to keep it short here. I've got a pretty eclectic list of movies I like, and these may not be my favorites in any kind of order, but the first 4 that came to mind when I started thinking about it were Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Natural Born Killers, Fight Club, and The Boondock Saints. So, and those are just, if not the movie itself, then something that was going on in or around the particular time when I watched the movie that have made those stick in my mind and caused me to remember them fondly. So with that, I will send it to KD4WMX Ken. That's KD8A.
Well, thank you, sir. This is KD4WMX and Quiet Lodi. And I really don't go to movies, so I don't have much to say on that. Just want everybody to remember KD4CCO in their prayers. Like I said, on the other net, he's sounding good, and for what he's going through, I'm really hoping he'll just bounce right back. But not much report here. I'll say 73, and I think I got this right. I'm going to turn it over to KJ4HV. I believe that's Tom. Take it away, buddy.
Okay, this is KJ4HB. Good evening, everybody, and it's been a long time since I checked into this and that. Anyway, I guess some of my favorite movies. I'm a Trekkie, I guess. I like Star Trek movies. I like a good western, and and a lot of the World War II movies. And I like the other gentleman said Patton was a real good one there. I really enjoyed it. They don't play it too often though anymore. I hadn't seen it. I think last year one of the networks was playing it. I think. But anyway, that's about it. And I just like try and check back in next week. We had to do the Tuesday evening FM net and one Tuesday night FM net, and I'll be net control next week. It starts at 9 o'clock, so you might not hear me there. It may run long too, but anyway, I've enjoyed it and appreciate it. Now back to net control.
Okay, yeah, thanks everybody for for checking in and for the really good information, not just on the topic, but some other words of encouragement and wisdom there. But yeah, that's been some pretty interesting comments on movies and bringing a lot of them that I've seen over the years. I may want to go back and rewatch there, and always enjoy Ralph. Always tells a good story with what he brings to the topic, and talking about going to local theaters and stuff in town, and the place to go on a date. In fact, all of my first dates with all of my ex-wives have been at going to a movie, and my current ex-wife I'm married to right now, well, that's the first thing we did was go to a movie. I'm kidding. A friend of mine used to always say, I'm married to my second or third ex-wife right now, but no, I'm joking about that. All right, that brings us to the bottom of the check-in list. Is there any other stations that would like to check in with us? Please call now.
Okay, I'm 4X, Gary in Maryland.
Net control, this is WD8L, Bill in Hurricane.
Okay, pick up a couple more there on second round. KM4X in Virginia and WD8L in West Virginia. Any other station?
AB8RL with another comment.
Okay, Tom, AB8RL. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go ahead and we'll go to you for another comment, and then if you'll pass it to Gary, KM4X, and then Gary, if you'll pass it to Bill, WD8L. We'll just do it that way. And just a reminder, the topic for those just joining us, should you choose to comment on it, is favorite movies, and of course anything else that you would like to add to the net. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, Adam, AB8RL. I mentioned that movie Breacher a few minutes ago, which was a very good, outstanding movie about the trader Robert Hansen. And he did have a call sign. His call sign was K9QVL, K9 Queen Victor Lima. It's now no longer active, but that's the call sign he held while he was the American spy. Okay, wanted to pass that along. He was an amateur. Over, I think it's KM4X. If I got it wrong, I'm sorry. Over to you from AB8RL.
It's KM4X. I guess I'd have to agree with Adam on the movies, The Smokey and the Bandit. And then you top that off, then Adam, with your posting of the tractor trailer labeled with the Charmin logo on the side with the Trans Am beside it there here at the beginning of this virus situation. That I got a good chuckle out of that. Well, I think Dallas may have his handheld there with him in the hospital. He might be listening if he's not already turned in or gone to sleep. But certainly wishing the best for him, speedy recovery, and to get back out soon and be in here hopefully in another week or so. Join back in with us here on the radio. But my prayers for speedy recovery there. Get out of the hospital soon. So I guess that's it from here, and I'll turn it to WD8L. This is K4X.
This is WD8L Bill in Hurricane. I guess my favorite movies are The Longest Day, and I like Patton real well, and I can relate to a lot of those old World War II movies because a lot of my relatives were in different positions with the Marines in Guadalcanal and what have you, and then I had an uncle in the Battle of Bulge, and so those are my two favorite movies, I believe. Back to net control.
Okay, thank you all for tuning in as well, and the comments there, and definitely interesting. I'm gonna put a proxy check in on the board here. One of our regulars, but he was kind of like I was last night for his net. I was a little bit beat, and I went to bed early, so I texted him, and he said that was the case with him tonight. But I'm gonna put Matt, N9YBK Chicago Matt, on the list because he did text me his favorite movie, which was It's a Wonderful Life. He said that was still his lifelong favorite. And along those lines, I thought of some additional movies that I like, and I actually liked I don't know if you remember the movie Frequency. I know it was fictional and far-fetched, but where the gentleman got to talk to his deceased father through some type of time warp using amateur radio. I thought it was a neat little movie, neat little concept, and I liked that movie. That was about the time when I was trying to upgrade and get on HF and stuff too. So, and another just types of movies that I like is anything that's based on a true story. I like documentaries, but any kind of movie that's based on something that really happened, even if it's loosely based, like the movie Days of Thunder, so I mentioned Robert Duvall's one of my favorite actors. That movie was very loosely based on a driver, Tim Richmond. There was a lot of similarities in how they came up and all that kind of stuff, and the crew chief driver relationship and everything. So I like movies along those lines as well. Venturing outside of my comedy movies, which is interesting considering what I do for a living, and one of my favorite movies is the police officer, actually the antagonist in the movie. All right, that brings us to the bottom of the check-in list. We'll open her up one more time or another time and see, is there anyone else that'd like to check in? All right, throw out some quick reminders and information here. Net reminders, tomorrow night, local folks on the 4-3 repeater, that's their FM net at 9 o'clock, and then also we connect the 6-7 repeater to the Yard Dogs room for their net at 9 o'clock also. As I always say, it's very possible to check into both nets. The 443 usually lasts a short time, and the yard dogs net lasts about 45 minutes to an hour, so you can actually make both. And don't forget about the West Virginia net at 8 o'clock on Thursday nights with Tom and the group over in the West Virginia link room. Oh, I need glasses. 46488. We try to connect the 6-7 repeater to that one as well. The only time that we may not is on our meeting night, the first Thursday of the month. But other than that, we try to connect up with those folks. Also, for the local folks, just a little FYI or what have you, we are linked up between the 146 6-7 and the 443 repeater locally, and I'm actually, instead of my normal routine of using the 146 6-7 repeater to call the net, I'm actually using the 443 and coming in that way. Just thought I'd try it out, kind of thing, and do it that way. And plus, it makes it a little easier on these recordings I do that I've got going and not squashing my own signal or anything. All right, with that being said, we'll put it out there one more time for any additional check-ins, or if anyone who's checked in has any additional comments. Okay, just a quick reminder, I am in the market for a net control for this net for next week. Down being Myrtle Beach. I plan on trying to check in, but I don't know the dependability of that situation, so I'd like to go ahead and recruit somebody, and that way we know we're safe there. And let me give you the stat rundown. We had a total number of 16 check-ins, counting a proxy and net control, and we had, and I'm only counting the actual on-the-air check-ins here. We had 4 states represented and 12 nodes. Thanks to each of you for taking the time to check in to the net, and for all the encouraging comments, and most of what's on the list is regulars. Thank you for being regulars, even when I don't have the opportunity to advertise this net on Facebook as like I used to. We have a really good following, so certainly tickled and proud with that. Thank you all. This is N4N closing the Tri-Cities Mountain Empire Fusion net at 10:08 p.m. 7-3 and good night.